In March, Flood District Number 10 completed 4 much-needed flood management projects on the Boise River. Contractors worked overtime and weekends to get the work done quickly. Record snowfall in February elevated the need for flood control releases on the Boise River. That gave contractors less than 2 weeks to complete the work.
Yes, today is Saturday, and come Wednesday, we have the flood control releases for 2019 are going to begin. Once we got started, it's going very well. We're pretty happy with it.
Epic flood flows on the Boise River in the spring of 2017 caused considerable stream bank damage, uprooted trees, and rearranged huge amounts of river rock during the flooding event. Flood District Number 10 is responsible for maintaining the Boise River channel on a long-term basis. Often that means removing debris and gravel to maintain the river channels, water flow, and prevent safety issues downriver. But the work required to repair 2017 flood damage went far beyond typical maintenance. In the Duck Alley area in Eagle, for example, the river jumped the bank, washed it away, and threatened to form a new channel.
And about April 3rd or 4th of 2017, we had a storm hit the foothills. The river was already at flood stage, and the runoff from that storm topped the area behind me here, came over the bank, and created what we call a pit capture. The river is now flowing into the gravel pit rather than in the bank into the channel where it normally is. The concern we have is that the river is going to take over, and now this will become the new path of the river, which is going to flood out neighbors downstream with their agriculture area where they've got their crops and their animals that's downstream of this gravel pit.
Once the flooding subsided, Mike Dimmick rolled up his sleeves and started planning river repairs with consulting engineer Steve Sweet of Quadrant Consulting. The Duck Alley pit capture needed to be fixed, and 3 other areas on the Boise River needed attention. Dimmick looked into funding those repairs through the Federal Emergency Management Agency, known as FEMA, and other sources. FEMA was swamped with applications related to hurricane damage at the time. So Flood District 10's attorney, Dan Steenson, worked with a variety of water groups in the Idaho Legislature to create a $1 million flood management grant program. Multiple areas of the state had suffered major damages from the spring 2017 floods and needed financial help to make repairs. The Idaho Water Resource Board was charged with the responsibility of carrying out the new state flood management grant program. In the early summer of 2018, the board announced that they would entertain grant applications from flood districts, counties, and other entities under a new flood management grant program. Flood District 10 applied for 4 grant projects. A maximum of $200,000 was allowed per project, and a 50% match was required. All 4 of Flood 10's projects were approved by the State Water Board in July. The Natural Resources Conservation Service contributed funding and engineering to the Duck Alley Pit Capture Project, a $250,000 project overall. A new high-tech riverbank was installed with multiple components. Doug Higbee explains.
This is a project that involves rebuilding a bank that was completely destroyed and putting it in so that not only is it stable and can survive another flooding event with water coming over top of the bank, we want to make sure that this project fits in with the ecosystem around here. So we've got willow plantings, cottonwood pole plantings, we have root wads put into the channel. And we're trying to make sure that with the grass seeding that will go on top of this project, in many years to come, when you come back here, it will just look like a natural part of the river system.
The contractor for the Duck Alley project, Sun Rock, dumped multiple loads of large lava rock into the river to begin the foundation of the new riverbank. NRCS had the contractor drill in hardware to hold lava rocks together with cables along the stream bank. The root wads are for fish habitat. Higbee liked how the project turned out.
And I just have a very optimistic viewpoint at this point in time that this is going to be a great project.
At the new Dry Creek diversion, Flood 10's contractors installed a rock weir to reduce river flow into a side channel that was undermining the Boise River greenbelt and threatened private property nearby. Mike Dimmick explains.
We're just below Glenwood Bridge on the Boise River and just above the head of Eagle Island. The area behind me where the machine's working blew out in 2017, and the river began to form a channel coming down against this bank. What we're doing with this project is we're putting a hardened core across where that channel washed out. See water running through the top of that. That's to allow the fish to pass through this channel and up into the main river.
The new Dry Creek project cost $110,000 overall. The Idaho Water Resource Board provided 50% cost share funding, and Flood 10 provided the rest.
Concern with this channel is that the river would make this the primary channel. It would take out the greenbelt pathway. It would head down towards the Sunrock gravel mining operation, the Boise wastewater treatment plant, and threaten homes on Eagle Island.
The new Dry Creek project also required repaving a 270-foot section of the greenbelt pedestrian pathway. Both the new Dry Creek and Duck Alley projects were completed on time and under budget, saving the state and Flood 10 money. Flood 10 also completed a third project called the Porter and Mulcahy Project in the Caldwell area next to the Boise River. This was primarily a gravel removal project to reduce the pressure on a stream bank threatening private property. The $77,600 project was co-funded by the Idaho Water Resource Board's Flood Management Grant Program. The last project also involved gravel removal along the Boise River near Star to prevent damage and erosion to private property. February and March were a busy time for Mike Dimmick. He worked many extra hours to stay on top of multiple projects and contractors at once.
We had a hard time with the weather that was working against us. It was pretty sloppy and muddy, but we are ahead of the flood releases coming next Wednesday. We're good to go. Glad to be having it done.